What's up, Mackheads and Maniacs? I know I'm close to a minute early, but we got a special guest tonight. Y'all are familiar with him, OG Bamm from Compton. What up, Bamm?
How you living, man? How you living?
I'm all right, man. So long time no see. And first off, I want to say, brother, thanks for coming back through. It's always a pleasure to me when people kind of, they get known on this channel, then go do their own thing. But when you come back, I like and I respect that. So welcome back.
That's right. She got to go where it always started at, man.
Right. So yeah, watch this. Watch this. Did you ever get your shirts done with the watch this?
Okay, well, I'm about about another week. I'm gonna get like 10 of them did just to see if people get them. They want them, I'm gonna see.
Well, I'm gonna buy one. I'm gonna buy one. If you get a hoodie, I'm gonna buy a hoodie.
A hoodie?
Yeah, I love.
I tell you what, if I get a hoodie, Kev Mac, I just give you the hoodie. Just give me one of them blue ones you got.
Okay, bet. We'll trade. All right, bet.
On the real.
All right. Southside Compton, what's up, homeboy? Big Devil, what up? So what I want to do, I just want to touch on the Crip module.
Yeah.
I don't want to do a whole show on it. I just want to touch on it. But first, Verless Swan. Have you heard of Verless Swan?
See, that's one of my homeboys, man. That's the big homie right there. That's the big homie. I was in the pen with Verless.
Tell me a little bit about your relationship with Verless. When did you meet him and where did you meet him?
I met Verless in Old Folsom, man. A lot of people got it's under the assumption, get the interpretation that Verless Swan is a bully. But he's not a bully, right? Verless tried to start his own organization in the pen called West Coast Syndicate. I ain't gonna say it was a mere thought. See, he had recruited a few people when he went down to Tracy, but because Verless ended up going to the hole, and I went to the hole like 2 days after Verless. We got rolled up for the same thing, but they took him first and took me later, right? Verless is a dude, man, that's solid. He's just a solid brother, right? He come a long way through the system. I wish he was still on the streets. And he's a soldier. He's a soldier. If you with the business, Verless gonna support you 110%. Bottom line, you understand what I'm saying? He had him and a few of my big homies had personal differences, but I didn't take that personal what they had going on. And Verless embraced me, and I embraced him. And we was in the same wing and C wing in Tracy, man. He was on the first chair, I was on the third chair. You understand what I'm saying? Verless was the homie, man. Solid as real solid.
What year was y'all in Tracy together?
I left Old Folsom in 86, 85, and came back down to Tracy, and Verless came down. He was down there before me, matter of fact. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Then we got rolled up. I went to San Quentin, he went back to Old Folsom.
Verless has been trying to give me some history, but I keep telling him, hold up, Verless, hold up. Because I want to
We got some history for you.
Yeah, I want to record it, and we're going to work on this book. So I'm telling him, just hold it.
And this the cold part. When we was in Tracy, I never knew him, Hank, and Daff was brothers till I was in Tracy with him.
From Hoover.
Yeah, Daff was down there with him. I never knew they was brothers, though, man. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I never knew they was brothers. Till one day on the yard, Daff tried to press on a little young dude about a Pasadena, had on some black and red Pumas, right? One of the Ray kids. I'm like, hey, homie, we don't do that here. Now, I allowed dude to wear his Pumas on the yard, as long as he said he wasn't no PDL. You feel what I'm saying? That's how I got cool with Ray. And Verless accepted my get down. That's how me and Verless really got tight. You understand what I'm saying? I was CCO. They respected the get down, you know what I mean? And then, that Verless told me something, it's my little brother. I'm like, huh? They don't look like, then I found out they was really brothers, but Verless is a solid cat, man.
Yeah.
Solid. When I went to the hole, about 2 days after him, he said, I was waiting, though. I was wondering when they was going to roll your ass up. And they rolled my ass up, man.
So Verless Swan straight. For those that's watching and not familiar with the name Verless Swan, Verless is original Eastside Crip. He ran with Raymond Washington, and he had a real good, tight relationship with Raymond Washington.
Man.
And what Bamm is saying is this Eastside Crip, Raymond's buddy, who became an East Coast Crip, 6'9" East Coast. He got two brothers that are from Hoover. So East Coast with 2 brothers from Hoover.
Yeah, right, Birdie solid.
Yeah. Let's see. So the module.
4800.
Yeah, he was in 48. What year did you go to 4800?
First time I came down to 48, I got called down from the pen. Me and Mel Rock got called down together from the 60s, matter of fact. That's when I first met Petey Wack. Gangster was in there, Marcellus was in there, Big U. It's the first time I met Big U, man. I ain't gonna never lie. I seen Big U with some glasses on. I said, man, when they start putting Steve Urkel cats in Crip modules, you know? He had those big ass glasses and shit. It was a gang of cats. Crazy Poke was down there before he went to the pen. And when you first go to 4800, they used to put you in Baker 1 before OSS to determine what road you're gonna wherever your hood is at. That's where they were sending you to. As soon as I went in that module, man, you think I'm lying. Me and Mel Rock, Bulldog from First Street East Coast. We went up in there. Hoover Sam was on the phone. As soon as I walked in, he said, "What's up, my N? What's up, my nigga?" I say, "Don't call me that, cuz we don't use that word in the pen. You feel me?" He seen the change. And Gangster Marcellus was on a visit. Marcellus come off the visit, bring me $100 a gang of candy. Gangster bought me some blue suede Adidas. Y'all had just started wearing blue suede Adidas then. And Petey Wack threw Mel Rock some money. Said, man, I'm buying you, bought him some shoes. I go see OSS. They let Mel Rock stay in there. I go see OSS the same day, that Saturday. They sent me to Hot Power. You feel me? Somebody said I come down there, like Tony Station had got me called, had somebody pull me down there to move on somebody, which was some bullshit. And I got put in Hot Power with Big Heron, Fee, Cedar, Peabody was over there with us because he came down with us. And Peabody got put in Hot Power. You feel me? But Freddie Mingo was over there with us. But 4800, when I came back down from the pen again, I stayed in there. 4800, it was treacherous, and it could have been good for Crips, just like 4300 could have been good for Damus. But we did ourselves a disfavor in there by allowing ourselves to be manipulated by OSS and going at each other. You understand what I'm saying? Every day you was gonna see a fight. Only sets was in there that didn't beef with people was Comptons. When I was going through 4800, Comptons was straight in there. We didn't beef with nobody. You understand what I'm saying? That's the first time I heard Rich Rolling. You understand what I'm saying? So when I hear a lot of people be saying Rich Rolling in the pen, I used to get offended with that. I used to say, man, on Rich Rollins, I know it's the 60s. Well, all the rest of it, because y'all rolling this and rolling. No, Rich Rolling is the 60s. Because me and Keita Rock was real tight. He was in Baker 1. Baker 3. Keita Rock used to tap money up, $20 bills and shit, and throw them on his wall. Him and my homie Denny Moe pasted on the wall with soap and water. You feel what I'm saying? And every 4800, man, there was a lot of money in that margin, man, but it was too much chaos. I believe a lot of dudes in there that had influence didn't want unity in 4800. That's just my opinion. No disrespect towards nobody. I believe a lot of people with influence in 4800 at that time didn't want dudes coming down from the pen to push a unity thing. It wasn't that we was pushing paperwork. We was just pushing unity of Crips, not getting into it with each other. You understand what I'm saying? And that down there, Blue No Pull Baby Gangster say, man, there was one that if I was up in there tripping, I'm like, hey, homie, that's prison shit. We in the county jail. Ain't nobody on that shit down here. You understand what I'm saying? But we did ourselves a disfavor by constantly going at each other, beefing. You understand what I'm saying? You know, I seen a lot of dudes in there get their squabble on. I seen the best fight I seen there was with No Good and Flux. No Good, rest in peace, from Fathers Broadway and Flux from East Coast. That's the best squabble I seen in there. You understand what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I hope I ain't putting too much on it. It's because of me, Ken Dog escaped out of 4800 on me. I orchestrated that whole thing. My little homie, crazy little Pooh from Santa Fe Mafia was a juvenile and came there. I said, man, switch bands. You understand what I'm saying? And Ken Dog looked out for me. I went back to the pen. When I got back to the pen, I hear my boy got up out of there. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, we made history. A Crip ran, escaped from 4800. You know what I'm saying? But I seen some bullshit go up in there that I didn't like. I seen motherfuckers squabbling that shouldn't have been squabbling. You understand what I'm saying? When you get to the pen, you end up being partners. So, you know, we did ourselves a disfavor up in that margin, man. going at each other, and people didn't understand that. You understand what I'm saying? Police was master manipulators in 4800, Kev Mac.
Right.
You know, because I can say this. I got a lot of love for Petey Wack, right? But I ain't like Petey Wack in 4800, and I ain't even talked to him in 4800 because how ferocious he was made me like, damn, who was this dude? You understand what I'm saying? Then I ran across him in the pen. We got real tight. Petey Wack, one of them dudes, I felt I earned the title of being called a big homie because he started calling me big homie. You understand what I'm saying? I had a lot of love for Petey Wack. That was one of the dudes that comforted me when I lost my little brother when I was in the pen. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, it was a lot of love in there for certain people. You understand what I'm saying? It was just too much chaos in 4800, man. You police was putting motherfuckers up in there that didn't gang bang. You feel me? They come in Baker one. These dudes got into it with the police in 9500 or something. So the police would put them up in the gang modules, knowing the gang members don't trip on them, knowing if they come up in there with these brand new tennis shoes, what's going to happen to them. You understand what I'm saying? As soon as I went in Baker one, me and Mill Rock, I said, dude, he said, man, I don't even gang bang. I don't know what I'm doing. You finna come out there in white and blue K-Swift stuff. Somebody can take them from you. You understand what I'm saying? And sure enough, that's what happened. You understand what I'm saying? But overall, when they got into it with the police behind Heron, the police seen the unity of the Crips up in that motherfucker, that we all come together, this is what can happen. You understand what I'm saying? We didn't take advantage of coming together. We didn't come to, let me put it this way. We didn't come together in 4800 honoring Raymond and Tookie, man. And all the OGs older than me, the founders of Crip, we didn't come together and honor it, especially Raymond, because he was resting in peace. Tookie was still living. We didn't come all together and honor them. You feel what I'm saying? Let's get Crip back like it used to be. Instead, it got worse. The street beefs was coming up in that motherfucker. Then they had the small sets in 4700. You understand what I'm saying? But the big sets was the sets in there that people really didn't want to funk with. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you hear a lot of people say, I still consider Hoovers as Crips, even though they say they Hoover criminals. But if they was criminals, why every time they go to jail, they come where the Crips is at? You understand what I'm saying? Don't nobody trip on them when they come around us. Because they still Crips. They just call themselves Hoover criminals. You understand what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. You know? With 4800, it was good, and it was a whole lot of bad in that motherfucker. There was a lot of money in there. Every time I came down from the pen, Kev Mac, I went back with some money, get some brand new shoes.
Yeah, everybody say that.
Yeah, it's watch this, man. I seen Rap from 7-6. They say Rap from 7-6 bailed out that motherfucker selling because he was selling candy.
Yeah. Oh no, it was going down with them candy bars back then.
Yeah, it was. Watch this, man. Baby Gangsta used to come on my road with a big old, you know, the big ass plastic bag full of candy, give it to Psycho Bike. I used to sell Psycho Bike from Atlanta. Work for G, you work for free because he was selling candy for gangsters. You know what I'm saying? And it was money in there, man. It was a lot of money up in that motherfucker, man. But we did ourselves a disfavor. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
It should have been better than what it was. We should have came together instead of squabbling against each other, hurting each other. It was a few murders, a couple of murders, I believe, in 4800. You understand what I'm saying? You know, the murders that shouldn't have happened. You understand what I'm saying? So shit.
All right, so look, my question is this. How many older cats was in there? I'm talking about older than you that could really lace all the Crips on what y'all should be doing in there as far as being positive and honoring Raymond.
But when you had dudes like Ancum through there, Marcellus, Scarry, bigger Scarry, you feel me? Forehead wasn't on the lace tip. Forehead was more like, Forehead was a capitalist. He Forehead to sell a motherfucker newspaper with his bread. You understand what I'm saying? But Forehead had enough influence where he can bring unity in there. A lot of dudes, listen to me, man. A lot of dudes younger than me that had the influence in there. They respected their OG homies coming up in there. A lot of them didn't want us up in there because they felt we was coming with that bullshit from prison. You know, people feel CC on Blue Note shit is bullshit. But in reality, 4800 lacked the structure. And that's the only thing was lacking in 4800, a real structure. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, certain sets had structures, but they were still lacking in structure. You understand what I'm saying? And so certain big homies can come down there, OGs can come down there, we be in there about a day or two. Like when I first went in there, somebody got me put in hop out. because they didn't want motherfuckers up in there that they felt could bring some form of unity up in there.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And that's how I was. Because I was in the cell with my cousin Twin from Nutty. The East Coast was in my cell. Two Hoovers was in my cell, but it wasn't no set tripping in my cell. We all kicked it in that motherfucker. I taught them how to clean up the cell. No, we're going to clean up our motherfucking boards and all that, man. Stop spitting on the motherfucking chill. We don't get down like that. We don't live like that. That's what the police was afraid of, man. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, and as well as some of the homies in there. They didn't want to see real unity in that margin, man. I don't know what it is about Crips and Bloods that like to see us fighting each other instead of fighting the real enemy. You understand what I'm saying? And that was the only thing bad about 4800, man. I don't care what nobody say. That's my opinion. I'm gonna stick to it. I'm gonna keep it 100 on. You know what I mean?
Watch this. Bam, you got a couple questions.
What's
Did you
that?
see Rockhead in 4800?
No, I wasn't in 4800 with Rockhead. Me and Rockhead was an old, huh?
Go ahead, finish what you were saying.
Me and Rockhead was an old folks together. I got out the shoe. Rockhead was still in the shoe. You feel me? Then I transferred. Matter of fact, I seen Rockhead about 3 weeks ago at the service point.
Okay. Yeah, he called me and told me.
I had a feeling he was gonna do that.
Because of what you told him?
Huh?
Because of the conversation, the subject?
Yeah, you know, but listen to me, man. 4800 could have really helped the Crips be better than what we are today.
Right.
But for some reason, we did we did a disfavor to ourselves by fighting each other in that motherfucker.
Right. So, couple more questions. Ask Bamm, do he know Kathy Randall, my aunt, rest in peace, that stayed in the fronts?
That's my big home girl. I know all the Randalls.
Well, that answers your question, bro. Babyface
When I claim 131st Street, it's because of the Randalls we hung on 131st Street. You feel me? They house was the hangout.
Good.
Do you want me to name them? Shit.
Probably not. He's focused on Kathy. But Babyface Loxa wants you to speak on the hub and dub. What exactly? I don't know.
The hub and dub, man, I said this the first time you ever interviewed me in the port. The hub and dub, when the hub and dub first came out, it really consisted only of Gray. Because a huncho, big huncho and little huncho is from the Grandies. You understand what I'm saying? Then it just all around, it just ended up saying the hub and dub, all the watch thing. But at first it was just Great and Compton. That was the hub and dub. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how it was. Now, when you say the hub and dub, it's consists of everything in watch. You understand what I'm saying? It consists of everything in watch. That's the hub and dub now. You understand what I'm saying? Some people might not believe that, but the hub and dub got initiated basically because of Huncho, Lil Hunch, Wayne Day. You understand what I'm saying?
Do you remember the Rips from Front Hood who came to Denver in the projects?
The Rips that came to Denver? Yeah, I got a homeboy might be going out there because he got the death penalty in Denver. You understand what I'm saying? No.
Did you know Billy Ray?
Billy Ray who, from the Pocket, or Billy Ray from Great?
See, that's what I try to tell her. Probably Great, because he's from Great. But
yeah,
like I try
Billy
to tell
Ray.
everybody, I try to explain to people, you can't just ask about a name because people from different hoods share the same name.
Yeah.
So you have to be specific when you ask about it.
You got to be talking about Brown Eyed Billy Ray from Great, though.
Yeah, exactly.
You feel me? Matter of fact, I was in Solidarity before I beat the police up and went to the shoe in Solidarity. Billy Ray was in Solidarity with me, him, little Tony Price, Tank Magruder. That's when Tank first came to the pen.
Where's he from? PJ Watts or from
Great?
Great. Yeah, I know he was a Watts name. There were some more questions, man. Good looking out, Marcus. Let's see. Somebody said, how can you be from two gangs?
I don't know what he mean when he say that.
Probably a prison organization and a street gang.
Hey, check this out. That's just a structure, brother. That's the structure. I'm gonna always be from front of it. Let me really, can I really elaborate on that, Kev, man?
Oh yeah, bro.
Hey, check this out, man. Most dudes who ain't been to prison go by what they hear these suckers say about prison. When you hear dudes say, oh, these dudes got cut on them. How is it that people that got cut on them, the dudes that don't have cut on them, when they go to prison, they doing what the structures are saying do. The structure rules is the bylaws of the yard. You understand what I'm saying? I hear a lot of damus get on show say, oh man, dude got cut on them. But when they hit to the main lines, guess what law is the rules they by law. UBN, BL. If CCO was still functioning, trust and believe. Whatever yard data hit, and that was our yard, that's our structure was the rules of the yard. At one time or another, CCO law was the Crip law in prison. Then Blue Note came around. It ended up being two laws. You understand what I'm saying? But we all had the same guidelines of the conduct you had to carry. It's not about representing two gangs. I was just CCO, but I represented Compton Front Hood Crip, Consolidated Crip too. But I'm from Front Hood, brother. But I still represent CCO. If a motherfucker was to ask me if I went back to pen, was you ever CCO? Hell yeah, I was CCO. What I'm gonna run from it for? But I ain't representing two gangs. Nah. Now you got dudes on these streets that represented two gangs and call themselves a G. You can't be a G representing two gangs, being from Hoover today, and then 60s tomorrow, or Front Hood today, and being from Nutty Block tomorrow. No, that's representing two gangs. You understand what I'm saying?
So they said, somebody said, they said, wait a minute. They said Heron was from Looters and from Mob.
I didn't know Heron from Looters Park, man. I heard of him. You feel me? And when I heard of him, when they were saying when they used to call him Big Heron, I used to like, no, man, it ain't but one Big Heron from Compton. That's Big Heron, my big homie. You understand what I'm saying? But I heard he was a stand-up cat. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't heard his name being mentioned in a few of them rapper songs when Death Row was popping. You understand what I'm saying? But I never met Big Heron from Looters. You know?
Was you cool with Big Heron from Compton Crip when y'all crossed
paths? Was my big homie. That was my big homie.
Okay.
Big Heron raised me.
All right, I'll leave that alone. Somebody want to know about Diamond, rest in peace. Did you do time with Diamond Blue?
Diamond Blue younger than me, man. He was with my little brothers and them. Diamond Blue was from Carver Port, right? But Diamond Blue had a pass to roll through Front Hood and all that. Diamond Blue was one of my little homies from Carver. You feel me?
Melly Mel says, shout out to Bamm. Shout
out to the Melly Mel, the postman, man. So you know what's wrong with, that's why I love listening to your channel, and y'all keep it positive and keep it on without the bullshit, right? Some dudes get shit misconstrued because there's so many people that come with false narratives when it comes to this gang shit and this prison shit, right? Especially a lot of dudes who ain't never been to prison. You understand what I'm saying? You hear a lot of motherfuckers who ain't never went to prison speak bad on CCO. Man, let me share this with you, man. I ain't taking nothing from no other organization in there. I ain't saying this because I was a CCO and I was a firm believer in CCO. I was a diehard soldier with CCO. If it wasn't for CCO, a lot of Crips couldn't have been able to walk the main line. If it wasn't for Blue Note, a lot of Crips couldn't have been able to walk the main line. Because every Crip in prison didn't do nothing but put a blue rag in their pocket and put on some motherfucking blue shoes. They was dress up Crips. They wasn't on the front line of the funk in prison. I'm gonna keep it 100. I ain't taking nothing from nobody, but don't try to take nothing from somebody that was under something in prison. You understand what I'm saying? Like Claude, I looked at the interview with what you said with Claudie Clay. When you was talking to him, did some Crips back in the day turn Jama out of fear? Yeah. I wish I could have been in that interview when you asked him that stuff. That's why I want to elaborate on that. Hell yeah, some did. And some of them ended up regretting it. And then they tried to come home later on. You understand what I'm saying? Now, them the dudes we felt join a second gang because they went against Crip. Consolidated Crip organization, and Blue Note is not going against Crip, right? Even though you had people Say, well, CCOs, them dudes are BGF sympathizers. Watch this, Kev Mac, and you might can vouch for this. Confirm what I'm about to say. Why is it that every brother go to prison and do more than 5 years in prison, come back home with a black conscience, suddenly he got some form of pro-black inside of him because he started reading literature? This the same literature CCOs is reading, though. We start speaking Swahili and everything. So if we was doing some BGF shit, it's these same dudes that saying they wasn't up under nothing, doing some BGF shit because they started reading black literature, becoming pro-black and speaking Swahili, saying they don't want to do nothing to a brother. They try to call the sisters bitches. This is what people need to grasp, man. You understand what I'm saying? So let's stop being like Shannon Sharp and Charles Barkley and Shaq and them, and just be who we are. CCO and Blue Note Man set the foundation for a whole lot of Crips to walk these main lines where I have no motherfucking problems. See, it was a time in the penitentiary, you was CCO, you can hit a main line, a motherfucker say, oh, that's that one of them CCOs, man, don't fuck with him, because they gonna come with that drama. They gonna bring that funk to a motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? I was telling one of my little homies the other day, I said, man, he was asking, because he loved asking me about it. I said, man, at one time they felt all Comptons and all 60s with CCOs because of Scary and Ant.
Right.
Sumo. I said, no, that ain't true. I said, but watch this. I said, Kev, I brought you up, Kev Mac. I said, man, Kev Mac asked me one time, was Turtle ever in the prison gang? No, Turtle wasn't in the prison gang. But Turtle was a sponsor to CCO, though, because his big homies. He supplied us with narcotics so we can be able to eat up in here. All CCO and Blue Note wanted was some form of unity where we can all be able to be successful in what we was doing. We was trying to emulate somebody else get down, and we didn't have enough. We had the knowledge, but we had more haters that's assassinated people, characters on all sides, Blue Notes and CCO. You understand what I'm saying? We was just trying to get some money and stay prosperous, man. Now you go to prison, they never set tripping. If somebody do something to Kev Mac, they'll get mad if I support Kev Mac, because I ain't from the 60s. I'm from Compton, like I don't supposed to support you. No, Kev Mac from the 60s, that's Crip business, so that's my business. I tell Melly Mel that all the time. Crip business is Crip business. You understand what I'm saying? We all supposed to stand down for each other and represent each other. You understand what I'm saying? Crip is your last name, man. 60 is your first name. Crip your last name. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what most people don't get when it came to cripping, man.
Yeah, I got a story I did a while back called, I think I called it Crip business, but I know inside the story I said it's Crip business. I was taking up for a dude from Watts. And wasn't none of my business, but I'm like, shit, he a Crip and he outnumbered, so we had to fight a whole cell full of Southside. Because back then, I don't know if you remember or you experienced it, but back then, Bloods wouldn't participate with the Crips when they went against the Southside.
Now watch this. I came down from the pen on one of them situations, got a slice on my arm for that, right? Now watch this, man. You get OG Damus on here that say they never did that, and they knew they homeboys did that. But did that take away from me dislike Damus? Hell no, because I knew certain Damus that wouldn't have did that.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? It ain't in my nature. Huh?
No, I'm saying right.
It's not in my nature to let another race attack a brother. I don't give a fuck where that brother from. You understand what I'm saying, Melly Mill? I'm in the holding tank, man. I come down to go to court, right? Matter of fact, on my appeal. We're in the holding tank. You know how you come back from the court, you still got the cuffs on. You heard to get off these cuffs. Essays come out the cuffs. Bloods is out their cuffs. Non-affiliated dudes. The Southerners told them, if y'all ain't no Crips, get out the tank. I couldn't believe this shit, man. How these dudes walked out the tank while these dudes got razor blades. First of all, a cop was gonna rush a motherfucker with a knife or a razor blade while he cuffed up. You already got the advantage of me. I know how to use my feet, but you already got the advantage of me, right? Because I can say this. I believe if I can catch Kev Mac cuffed up and I got a razor blade or a kisu, you ain't gonna be able to go nowhere else but to lay down. You're gonna be through with money. I know my ability, right? But I wouldn't give a fuck if you was a Blood or a BGF. If a Mahinda would have came in that cell talking about they getting him, they was gonna have to get me. I done got rack packed by some certain A-Trade gangsters because I ran with Keita Rock, Money Muns, them. and Big Lunatic Frank, Big Cat, them in the county jail. They thinking I'm from the 60s because these was my partners gambling in the day room. Or we got us one. No, man, these are my partners. So if they squabble, I'm gonna help them squabble. And that's how I was brought up. You're gonna support who you're supposed to support. You understand what I'm saying? Yet you get these dudes out of fear. Not because they dislike. Watch this, Millie. Excuse me, Kev Mac. A lot of them dot moves wasn't supporting Crips because they disliked us. They didn't support us because they was afraid of the Mexicans. Bottom line, they was more afraid of them instead of supporting us. And they already knew that we got the odds against us. We cuffed up. Why you don't want to help us? Then you laugh about it, saying, "That's you, my enemy too." No, that ain't how the game go. That ain't how the game go. And these same dudes who come to the penitentiary when the funk happened, suddenly they love Crips. That's crazy, man. But I can tell you dudes like Joe Valentine, Stanley Pitts, LB them, they wouldn't do no shit like that. Bolo them, they wouldn't do no shit like that. They gonna stay down with me.
Right.
Any other brother, a motherfucker of another color try to get at them. And that's the sad part about black gang members, that we don't know how to support him.
Let me say this. It's along the lines of what you're saying. The dumb moves that I actually know, and probably some dumb moves that I've got into it with, they would have rolled with me.
Man.
But the people that I don't know, the Bloods that I don't know, ain't no way they was gonna roll with no Crip.
You feel me? Like let me give you an incident. Last time I came down, this one we ain't have a 2 rows. And Bloods was on the other side. They only had 1 row, but the hole was upstairs. It was a dude named E. He was part of that death row shit. Bone from Non-Deuce Bebop. Bebop Watts was in there, right? And E came to Compton Court. You know, everybody know Compton Court is Compton Crip Court. He come in the mainline tank. I said, man, ain't nothing finna happen. Bloods was still scared when they was allowing us to go on mainline tanks. Certain Damus was scared to come in that Compton mainline tank, thinking they was gonna get hammered, right? Soon as they took the cuffs off of me, I pulled E to the side. I said, man, you can't get a head up squabble up and there ain't nothing finna happen to you in here. You understand what I'm saying? Because I don't get down. I'm a penitentiary brother. I come down from the pen. Because I didn't see motherfuckers do shit to a motherfucker in the county. When they get caught up in that penitentiary, they get caught up with, thinking a motherfucker forgot. Now watch this. One time on the county jail bus when I was on my appeal, the essays couldn't come off their cuffs. I took the Crips out of our cuffs. This one we had the blue and white shit on the 3000 floor. I wish I walked up to the Mex on the back of the bus and did this. I said, we ain't gonna steal y'all, but we finna rob every motherfucker that ain't no Crip on this county jail bus. And that's what we did. You feel me? You ain't no.
I seen Black Dog pull that off once.
Listen to me. It's a lot of Damus in the pen had a whole lot of love and respect for me. A lot of them out of Compton, a lot of them out of LA, but the majority of them out of Compton. Because I'm a Compton Crip, so I represent my city, right? See, when I run across young 60s, yeah, I'm going to bring up the names I'm supposed to bring up that's a figure in the 60s and establish a relationship with that younger brother from the 60s. You understand what I'm saying? And I get tight with them dudes. You understand what I'm saying? And I start lacing them dudes. I don't be trying to. Some dudes be in the penitentiary, man, you got to be careful fucking him. He used to be CCO, he's CCO. No, man, that dude was afraid of us. So he think this is what I'm trying to push. Only thing I used to enlighten young brothers to in the pen is learn how to stand up for your own. You can think for yourself. It's a whole lot of motherfuckers in the pen to do some thinking for you and wreck. You understand what I'm saying? But you got to learn how to stand on your own 2 feet. That's all Sumar and Scarver and Tabark and them taught me, man. And Big Andy Marcellus and them. Didn't know, I was never taught to set trips. See, the first 60s I met was a Scarry QT. In juvenile hall, these was the first 60s I met. Then I had a cousin that ran with Big Rick's sister, my cousin Zelda White. They used to live in y'all hood. You understand what I'm saying? So in the 60s, I knew I always had love for. I knew A-Trade gangsters. Like, they don't talk about Big Pup who made Trade Gangster a lot that's still in the pen. That's one of my homies. That's my big homie. Him and one of my big homies got personal problems, but I never bit into their personal beefs. You understand what I'm saying? I never took nothing personal in prison, man. A lot of my enemies came because of what I represented, and my big homies that were shot callers, they had their enemies. So them became my enemies because they felt that I'm loyal to what I represent. I was loyal to what I represent. I was loyal to Compton Crip. Don't get me wrong, Melly. Me and Kev Mac, when I was CCO, if the Compton car got into something, I supported Compton Crip too. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't desert where I represented. Right. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people was offended at people that was on the paperwork because motherfuckers got hit. The motherfuckers deserve to get hit. Hell yeah. You had motherfuckers up in there pointing motherfuckers out. No, folks. See, that's what they don't say on YouTube. They don't tell the truth about what was really going on in the old folks. You had certain Crip motherfuckers telling the enemy they can hit motherfuckers because they didn't know he was a Crip, thinking he might have been something else. And these motherfuckers was getting hit. My own homie from Nutty got hit like that. Because a Crip allowed him to come in and sell the bus on the while he was laying in his bed sleep. See, they don't tell motherfuckers that truth. So what was wrong with CCO saying we gonna bust on the motherfuckers that was doing shit like that? They had us on the auction block like it was a plantation in that motherfucker. So yeah, we got to clean this shit up and make this Crip shit look like it's supposed to look. Look, it looked good. We gonna make it look good. Then CCO did more challenging of the police and old folks than any other organization there. Man, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You understand what I'm saying? It was a time in old folks you couldn't disrespect the CEO up at that motherfucker. When we got there, man, when CCOs got the old folks, we supposed to went to the main line. Motherfuckers on that main line didn't want us on that main line. Certain motherfuckers was getting hit. My opinion, do I regret that a few people that got hit? Yeah, I regret what happened. But watch this. They was given the opportunity to come in the back to clean their ass. But they start feeling themselves and smelling themselves, thinking they shit didn't stink, think they didn't have to come back there and represent themselves. So, all right, you know what happened, Kev Mac, when you don't come represent yourself. A motherfucker gonna bring you what you want to get. And that's it and that's all, man. Now, you ain't gonna never hear a whole lot of motherfuckers tell you the truth on that, but that's the truth.
It's just one dude, ex-CCO from Harlem. And you know, he had a life sentence. He got out. I think he had 3 strikes. And he got out and we kicked it. We talked. And he was telling me the same thing about he don't hold none of that prison stuff against nobody. When you get out here on the streets, it's all gone, right?
Yeah.
So fast forward. We at Snoop Dogg's party a year or 2 ago. And my partner from Harlem, he's the one, or he's one of the ones, because I don't know how many times Rockhead been stabbed, but he stabbed Rockhead. And he's at the party, and I'm with Rockhead. And he walks up and he shakes Rockhead's hand.
I know who you're talking about.
And so he was keeping it 1,000. Anything that happened in prison is over with, that's gone. So I asked Rockhead, you know who that was? Rocky said, he looked familiar. You look real familiar, but I don't know who it was. I said, fool, that's the dude that stabbed you. That's the homie.
Big 8.
Yeah. And Rocky was like, oh, I knew him. So, you know, I was happy that they was able to shake hands. They had a little bit of conversation, but not too deep. And,
but the little bit of conversation was enough to keep it settled.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Now, watch this. That's my comrade, man. I ain't get mad at my comrade for busting on my homeboy.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? That's my rag, and I love him.
Yeah.
Me and him started this at the same time. So watch this, Kev Mac. When I was CCO, man, I was with the CCO business. Whatever a motherfucker wanted, they can get it. You understand what I'm saying? If you want this funk, you can get this funk. If you want some peace, you can have some peace. But if you want this funk, no, you ain't gonna do nothing to Kev Mac because he came on this motherfucking yard, homeboy. It ain't going down. You feel me? You know, if you bring it, you got to bring it to everybody. And that's the difference between real shit and fake shit, man.
Right.
You had a whole lot of people on the outside hating on CCO, not just CCO. When Blue Note came out, you had a whole lot of haterism, people assassinating their characters. Don't you know, man, I was real tight with a lot of Blue Notes. Real cool with a lot.
Yeah, no.
Real tight with a lot of them. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't have nothing against them. But they know if they would have won that Sumo on the Scurry and I was there, they knew what I'd have been doing. They know I'm going to help my rags. Man, they're my big homies, I'm going to help them. I'm just glad I never got put in that predicament where that happened. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, when I was in New Folsom, And I moved in 2 buildings. Sparks was in there. I moved in the same section. My little homie Joker from Ducky Hood, like, damn, I thought you and Sparks was gonna get into it because both y'all got influence. Why would you think we gonna get into it, homie? Why would you think that? That's how other people think on that reactionary shit, while real motherfuckers think on some positive shit on how to elevate Cripism, not to decrease Cripism. You understand what I'm saying, Kev Mac? Yeah. And that's what be wrong. Our attentions, man, these dudes that had these big sacks that wasn't gang members, that start coming to prison, embrace these dudes and put our hands in their pocket. You understand what I'm saying? Because there was a whole lot of dudes with big sacks that was straight busters, came to the pen, was paying rent. You understand what I'm saying? They wasn't from no neighborhood, so they was paying rent. And we was just we was just trying to grab a, because I had, listen to me, man. First thing my little homie Redbird told me, he said, man, I was in the pit with OG Harlem. He said, man, you know your big homie Bamm? Redbird, like, yeah, that's like my uncle. He said, man, Bamm took motherfucking sacks in the penitentiary. You feel me? You can take whatever from a buster, man, but a real motherfucker ain't gonna let you take nothing from it. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Prison politics, huh?
There was also guys on the streets sending money to the penitentiary just in case they end up coming in there, they be safe.
To make sure they was straight.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? That's what people don't. Watch this, man. I'm just glad I'm a G motherfucker. I'm telling you, Key Rock sent me some shoes, and I got that through F-Bone. When I came down on my pen, F-Bone was downstairs. He gave me the number to call Key Rock. First, I told F-Bone, man, tell Key Rock I want some shoes. I need some tennies, man, some Nikes or something. I got them Nikes. I just had to send a broad to go get them. You feel me? That's because I was a good motherfucker, man. So when I ran across Kid Rock's son in the pen, his son claimed West Boulevard. He was in my building in Calipat. I felt responsible for him, not just as a Crip, because I know his daddy. Your daddy, my homie. I'm responsible for you. So let me lace you. How many points you got? I can be a level 3, but you need to program for you can get off this motherfucking yard, because this yard goes up sometime. You understand what I'm saying? Don't be, if you get a phone, don't let nobody be using your motherfucking phone. And that's how it was, man. Motherfuckers is afraid of real motherfuckers in them penitentiary that's gonna keep it real, because they don't want nobody to be a part of their bullshit.
Right.
You feel me? And that's how the game goes.
Shout out to DJ Vegas. Hey, Joe Mosley wants to know, did CCO recruit you by sliding paperwork under your door?
That's another myth. Watch this, man. That's another myth motherfuckers is saying. Did they slide paper? That brother ever been to prison? Did anybody ever slide some paperwork on this door? I recruited myself to be CCO. I wanted to be CCO because my big homie was one of the generals of CCO. That's why I wanted to be CCO. I wanted to be what my big homies was. You understand what I'm saying? Was I following somebody? I followed my own mind and made my own choices. My big homies had around a sumo at them told me don't never get up under nothing when I go to prison. Mm-hmm. Raymond told me when I was out on bail, just go in prison and be yourself. When a motherfucker told me, I reminded him of Raymond Washington, Kev Mac, that shit went to my head and I just wanted to be that Crip. You feel what I'm saying? As simple as that, man. I ain't never recruited nobody to be CCO. Didn't nobody ever slide nothing but my motherfucking dough, but some coffee. And he wasn't no CCO member. You understand what I'm saying? I wasn't manipulated to be in, I recruited myself to be CCO. You understand what I'm saying? That's simple as that. Okay, you know, so, and most people go by that myth when they hear, oh, people slid something up under the door. Now I heard that's what John was did, but I ain't never got nothing slid up under my door saying read nothing.
Okay.
That ain't never happened to me.
You just cleared up my next 2 questions right there in one sentence. So you have heard it when dealing with John. And
yeah, I heard that.
And I know.
Yeah, I heard that.
I'm saying you cleared up my questions. And the other one, when you said you never seen it. So
yeah,
a lot of people that be discussing this myth
ain't never seen it.
Say the same thing you just said, right?
They ain't never seen it. They go about.
Go ahead and finish. I got some more questions when you finish.
But yeah, they go by what other people was telling. That shit is a myth. If you ain't experienced that shit yourself, you shouldn't even be saying motherfuckers did that. You understand what I'm saying? And that's crazy. Watch this, man. It's always black folks that's so quick to bite into myths. They always, that's why it's a thing called South Central today, because they bit into a motherfucking myth that the white folks created. Simple as that. Shit. You know? But no, I ain't never experienced that.
Do gangs from Compton generally look down on gangs from LA as far as being softer or more bougie?
Watch this, man. Let me answer this the best way I know how. I'm a Compton Crip that ran with LA Crips. Why would Compton Crips look down at LA Crips when we all the same? See, real G's and real Crips, from OGs to the baby. I'm a baby Crip, man. We all went around and hung out with each other. You feel me? You want to hang out with other Crip motherfuckers. If you was in the women, you gonna go in another Crip hood anyway. Compton never looked down at LA Crips. Was our dress code different? Hell yeah. Did we low ride different? Hell yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Did we look down? Hell no. If that was the case, man, Compton's I couldn't be in LA today.
And wouldn't be no reason to be a Crip either.
Thank you. Why do people feed into that shit, man? I ain't trying to be rude on your show, Kev Mac.
No, you good.
But sometimes I don't understand the questions that people ask, right?
Me neither. But I've been taught that some of these people may be young, some may be from another state or country, and
well, I can respect that. I can respect that.
Some just new to the channel.
I can respect that.
Did you know Black Bessie and Pretty Robin?
Huh?
Did you know Black Bessie and Pretty Robin?
From where?
They didn't. Once again, they never specified.
Yeah, I don't know them.
Being from Compton, did OG Bamm know Too Pretty Kenny on the street? And can you vouch?
That's my homeboy. That's my homeboy. I got his number now. That's my homeboy. He been knowing me since I was about 13 or 14 years old. When I was a bad acting character, hanging in Corner Pocket, and I'm from Front Hood.
Why does CCO and Blue Note go at it?
Jealousy, man. Jealousy, envy, hatred.
It wasn't because Blue Notes was trying to make sure Crips were safe?
All right. If that was the case, did Blue Note make Crips safe in prison?
Obviously not, but they made Blue Notes.
Watch this, man. I ain't taking nothing from no Blue Note. I don't want sports, stretch evil, cartoon, and nobody take this wrong. When CCO disbanded, ain't nobody disbanded us. We disbanded ourselves. We stepped back. Tribalism came. When Blue Note was the only Blue Note is the only collective in CDC today when it comes to Crip. Why is there so much tribalism? Because just one organization. But it wasn't no tribalism when CCO was out. When I say tribalism, I'm talking about set tripping. When no set tripping, let me cut this slide on. What no set tripping when CCO was about, when Blue Magic was about. Blue Magic was the first Crip constitution. There was no form of set tripping in the pen. When Blue Note came about, CCO disbanded. Yeah, we went at each other. Did we like going at each other? Hell no. Who won? Can't no one side say they won. Because it was casualties on both sides, man. You understand what I'm saying? But now it's tribalism in the pen. If a motherfucker from Compton get hurt, that's Compton business. If somebody from 60s get hurt, that's 60s business. No, we don't do that. That's Crip business, and it's supposed to be Crip business. But you got all these motherfuckers that played the manipulation role of creating the tribalism and the set tripping up in there. They're sitting back in the comfort in their cell on these 50-50 yards now, giving these youngsters these motherfucking war stories about what they used to be when they wasn't nobody any motherfucking way. You understand what I'm saying? I done had Blue Notes for Sellies. Me and Sparks' brother was Sellies Lavelle. Listen to me. Turtle from 8-7. That was one of my road dogs. As soon as he got to Calipat, football said, God damn, man, how you and Big Bobo and Turtle and them is so motherfucking tight. Blue Notes
8-7 or 8-8?
8-8, right? We was tight, man. You feel me? I said, man, because that wasn't personal. That was just business in prison. But we Crips, and we try to keep it on this Crip page. I supported Cripism in the penitentiary, man. I supported Crip unity in the penitentiary. I didn't see sets go at each other in Calipat, man, before I came home, right? And I was one of them Crip motherfuckers on your Kev Mac say, this ain't a good look for us. Can y'all keep this shit, this shit down? Can y'all solve this without no knife player, no squat? You understand what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers want to blame it on them youngsters, but I'm gonna tell you something, man. A lot of them want to be OG motherfuckers. It's the cause of a lot of problem that's going on in the pen because they wasn't nobody when they first came. Now they think they somebody because they've been locked up so motherfucking long. Ain't bust a mustard seed in the motherfucking pen when they got there. Now they little homies because they've been locked up so long. They little homies think they some motherfucking body, but they ain't no motherfucking body. You know how many motherfuckers I run to in the pen when I was in the pen that was older than me, Big and Marcellus and them age, and do this? I'm OG from the granny. Stop lying, man. I ain't never seen you in Compton. You saying that because a lot of people don't know a lot of grannies. You understand what I'm saying, Kev Mac? And that's what myths and the bullshit, the propaganda come in at. That's what I shared with my nephew Inch. That's what I shared with my boy Redbird. I shared this with my little homies. Like, don't bite into it. I had a motherfucker tell me, man, he thought I was a vanguard. Right? I said, man, I ain't never been number CCO, and I ain't ashamed of telling no motherfucker that. You understand what I'm saying? I done had motherfuckers, so that's want to sue my boys. Don't call me a boy like your motherfucking tip. That I'm just one of his little homies that he got a lot of love for, and I'm a soldier that he knew he can trust. Oh, that's one of the Scarby them boys. I ain't they motherfucking boy, I'm one of they soldiers. I'm Kev Mac's soldier. If Kev Mac ain't here and he sent word to me to get this motherfucker, I'm gonna get him. Simple as that. That's how the game go, man. When I know he got an issue coming anyway, I got to get at you and see if you want this to be handled. People who ain't never walked a mile in a motherfucking shoes always got something negative to say about them people in them shoes, man. Because now they trying to be more than what the fuck they is. A motherfucking had a reputation I got, man. I care less about it today.
Bam, we got about 10 minutes. I got 6 more questions for you.
All right.
Did you know Big Rick Rock from Long Beach Inside?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Now look, I want to make a comment real quick. When you mention dudes would be like, I'm OG from Grundy. I had the same experience going through the county jail before I had ever been in penitentiary, and dudes would say, "What's up, youngster? I'm your godfather." And I'd be like, "My godfather? Who?" "I'm from Harlem Godfather." They used to run that Harlem Godfather line on me because they know it wasn't none around no more. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
And they know it's like they distinguishing themselves different from Harlem and trying to be the OG original. So
yeah,
I didn't really fuck with dudes like that. But
yeah, them is cats you don't pose to fuck with, man. I done ran across a whole lot of dudes claiming to be from the grannies and wasn't nobody. You understand what I'm saying? Dude, you ain't from the grannies. You just trying to claim something because it ain't a lot of them. You understand what I'm saying? But you wasn't around with Big Andy Salty and them was really kicking it, and Mac Thomas and them was kicking up this dust. I got cousins that came up in that era. I hung over there when I was a kid. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I met Raymond at. You understand what I'm saying? I used to take pride in telling motherfuckers, I'm not a dude just shouting Raymond name. I knew Raymond. You understand what I'm saying? And motherfuckers like today, man, when I sit up on my platform and I say, man, we supposed to do something positive for the community, I send shouts out to you. Dudes that your platform is positive, although it's all about history. Because the best part about your history is you know who lying and who ain't lying. You understand what I'm saying? These motherfuckers don't know you know this.
They don't know that I know. And
you feel me? Like, I love looking at my episodes on your show, and I read every 600 to 500 motherfuckers. I really read my comments. Any show I ever did, you don't see negative comments on me, Kev Mac.
Right, you're right.
You hear motherfuckers say, yeah, man, he didn't put chips on a motherfucker. He didn't broke a motherfucking jaw. Oh, he'll stand up cat. I was with the business. I was brought up around these real soldiers, so I got to be just as hard as Sumar, Scarby, Marcellus, Tabari, Pretty Tony, T.S. Sport, all them. I got to be just as hard as them. You feel me? I wanted, because I knew how to survive in prison.
I asked you this question. I asked you this question once. I believe we was on live when I asked you, was you a bully? The reason why I asked you is because a couple people told me Yeah, I know Front Hood Bamm. He was a bully.
Hey, watch this, man. A few people that told me that, Kev Mac. So I got the different interpretation of what a bully is. See, a bully to me is a big motherfucker. I always been a little dude. To one of my homies, Mike from Carver, told me in New Folks, he said, man, you was a bully, man. Motherfuckers afraid of you, man. He said, I used to see motherfuckers go in their front yard when they seen you hit the block. So I guess I was, but was that my intention to become a bully? No. No. Right. But I was also this, though. I was a bully that bullied the bullies. Motherfuckers that want to bully some motherfuckers I felt didn't deserve to be bullied, I defended them. Because you couldn't bully me. So I was afraid about what my big homies gonna do, or my big brother, my big cousins gonna do to me if they heard a motherfucker was bullying me. Win, lose, or draw, man, I'm gonna come to the party. And that was it, and that's all, Kev, man.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
4 more questions. You know Wack Capone from Front Hood did 23 years in the feds. Oh no,
who?
Wack Capone.
From Front Hood?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I know all the Capones from Front Hood.
Was Front Hood and Corner Pocket close during the CC Rider days?
Was they what?
Tight. Was they real close?
Hey, watch this, man. When I started gang banging, Front Hood and Corner Pocket was basically one set with just 2 different names. And when CC Rider started, they wasn't beefing.
Right, of course. Have you heard of Compton boy Jay Will?
No, I haven't.
Kev, can you ask Bamm if Dr. Freeman showed favoritism at Centennial High when you was there from Dr. Freeman's grandson?
Watch this. I was at Willowbrook and Mr. Freeman was at Centennial. From Centennial, he went to Bunch. Every school Mr. Freeman hit in Compton, Centennial and Bunch and Willowbrook, he turned the schools around. He was at Willowbrook my last year in the 9th grade. Mr. Freeman didn't show no favoritism towards no school. He showed a favoritism to the black kids in the community. When I say the black kids, I mean all the black kids, because Mr. Freeman was going to make sure you was at your grade level in order to graduate from his school or to pass it to another grade.
We got 4 more minutes. If you want to wrap it out, if you got anything you want to say, promote your channel.
Hey, watch this. Yeah, please subscribe to OG Bamm Compton Front Hood, man. Subscribe to my channel. I'm always support my homeboy Kev Mac. I believe he give up great content. And I just love your show, Kev Mac. Tonight was a splendid day. I'm gonna watch this last football game and enjoy my night, man. Drink me a couple of Modelo's and I'm gonna be all right. You understand what I'm saying? If ain't nobody told you they love y'all today, OG Bamm love you. You feel me?
That's what's up, man. Yeah, appreciate you for coming on. And this live is lit, man. This live is lit. We have 450 people up in here for a whole hour and nothing but positive comments.
Thank you. You know I'm gonna check them comments out, Kev, back in a minute. Y'all have a good night. I'll be tapping in with you though, Kev, man. And I'm gonna really get that hoodie and them shirts in.
Okay, let me know.
All right, later.
All right, later. That's it for Compton Front Hood Bamm, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. Good seeing y'all. Thanks for the super chats and cash out. Let's see. Andre Hill, good looking out, bro. Salute y'all. Peace. Oh, should I update y'all on the videos? We got videos coming this week. So y'all be ready for this week's videos. 6 a.m. every morning, y'all. Peace. Shaniqua, you take it easy, girl. I'm out.